This is the game Philosopher, and all the cool kids are getting sick today. And so I'm going to be talking about getting sick. Now, the coronavirus is itself a topic which will be addressed on a later video if I decide to, which I probably definitely will because it's a thing that's very important to us these days. But right now, I just want to talk about what you want to do while you're sick. So, how do you handle sickness like a philosopher? Well, Seneca, when you read his epistles, he actually talks about his life in general. And the reason why he does this is because you want to not only read a philosopher's theories, but you also want to see how philosophers are in action. And as philosophers are in theory, it's not as good as they are in action because not everyone applies their theories. But let's be honest right here. What we're talking about is sickness. And in his epistles, Seneca actually talked a little bit about what he does when he's sick. So he would get a bath. If I remembered right, he would take the time to read. And I think we also could learn from this. In fact, even Kikero said that a man should essentially have only two things that they need and nothing else: a library and a garden. So when you're quarantined, when you have nothing but food, you have a door and a TV, a PlayStation, whatever you have, what you want to do is just read. Screw all the other stuff. Just read. And the more you read, just read more. The reason why you want to do this is because it's important. When the body is recovering, that you take care of the mind, because as the body recovers, you're really wanting to have some type of activity. You want to keep yourself from being bored, because all you're going to do is hydrate to keep yourself from dying. Of course, you're going to take your medicine. You're going to do whatever the doctor ordered, which in the case of coronavirus, until they come out with a way to combat it, that's more than just combating the symptoms, you're going to simply need to read. Because when you're not reading, your mind just wanders and you're getting bored. If you're watching TV, that's alright, but really, let's be honest, if you're just going to watch TV all day, you might as well, I don't know, go to sleep, because you're just going to fall asleep every time you try to watch TV because you're so sick and your body's just wanting to recover from it. So you got to read an engaging book. Now I have a few books that I want to share that you could possibly read. Marcus Tullius Cicero, De Inventione. This is actually a pretty good early book of his on rhetoric. It's actually something that he later calls outdated, but that's only because he starts his other book, De Oratore, which I've talked about a lot on this channel, on things that relate to the practical side of being an orator. But this book itself is good for the theoretical side of rhetoric. And it talks pretty much about how you should always try to build goodwill, which is something a lot of people lack these days, because all they want to do is prove themselves right, and they don't want to think about what develops goodwill between one side and another. Because if you're not able to build this goodwill, then your arguments fall to crap because no one's going to listen to them, because you thought that it was a better idea to try to win and not to establish this nice little will between the two. You show yourself an enemy. You're not showing yourself a friend to them. So why should they, I don't know, give you a listen? They can't, because they are not really required to, and you're giving them no ability to want to listen to you. And even if they were required to, why should they still listen to you? Because, well, you are not treating them with respect when you're not trying to get the goodwill, and treat them as a fellow human being. Now, the next one is, of course, the Oreganon. Now, this copy of mine is one of the few translations that has the full thing. But if you can't find the full translation, which I am pretty sure you can because I have a copy right here, you can get the individual treatises like Categories on Interpretation, Prior Analytics, Posterior Analytics, Topics on Sophistical Refutation, all for free. And this is by Aristotle, who is, by the way, unjustly named as someone everyone hates for no reason other than the fact that he wrote pretty much the foundation of philosophy. He teaches us how to think. He teaches us all these different things. He might have had some bad science back in the day, but he was actually more right a lot of times than he was wrong on a lot of things. Yes, the Earth is not central in our solar system. It's the sun, but who really cares? That's all he could do for that day. And so, I mean, like, you just try to figure it out without the telescope, without modern technology, and see how far that gets you. You will find that his way of communicating and analyzing the data is the best for his time and period. Next would be the Oratory, of course. As you can tell by now, I love this book because it has so much really good stuff to it, including a discourse on the philosophy of eloquence and practical data on what to study. Ouch, that hurts. And also exercises to do to improve your voice. In fact, go to my earlier videos and compare it to my more recent videos. You'll see there's a lot more improvement, and it's all because of Kikero and Quintillion as well, which I don't have Quintillion on me right now because it's actually right where I usually record, and I'm not recording there right now. Another good choice, of course, this is a philosophy channel, not a theology channel, but the Apostolic Fathers. This is the Michael W. Holmes version. It has a lot of really good stuff on social ethics and pretty much Christian history. So if you're interested in anything like that, oh yeah, and theology. If you're interested in anything like that, this is actually a really good read to read while you're quarantined in your house, whether you're sick or you're not sick, whether you have the coronavirus or the flu or whatever. This is a great read. It might even make you reconsider things about your life if you find them persuasive enough. Of course, you also have the rhetoric. Now, I'm not going to show my rhetoric on camera because it's pretty much destroyed from a while back when I had an accident, but it's just another good thing to read. You can read on the ideas, you can read the epistles of Seneca, you can read on anger, you can read Marcus Aurelius' meditations, you can read all these things. But the thing is, you just want to read, you want to study, you want to keep your mind active, you want to keep yourself engaged while your body is healing. You want to do what the doctor orders, you want to fight your symptoms, and you just want to survive. But if you're going to be in quarantine for, 15 days or whatever, you want to keep your mind focused. Otherwise, you will die from your boredom. Well, you not literally die, but you know what I mean. You will mentally die because you will go. You will go. What's a politically correct way to do it, or say this? Bonkers. You will not be able to survive the boredom because you will be too busy. I don't know, being so bored that it's a pain. You might even have some dark thoughts. And you won't be working on yourself, so why would you waste your time like that when you could be prepared and even entertain yourself in a way that's very productive and survive? So this is the Game Philosopher. Thank you for watching.